Never mind.
My brother's gone.
Nobody knew the bars, forever hard. Well, take a look, I'm going far. Wasn't used to this, rent was due for the crib. Wanted bling on my wrist, couldn't pay for the whip. Never had any drip, always needed a lift. Still had girls on my, I love me to spit. Still like they look for work, rejection and it hurt. I was giving my purse, man it could have been worse. I stayed clean in the dirt, that would always come first. See I was thirsty for success, so I stayed so rehearsed. That's why people around me thinking I had money. Stirring, but my brother bought it for me. With time I started biting on the cake. I was a cleaner working, putting things in place. Focus up was always what they said. Now they're talking, I go put them to rest. Every day now I go through the stress. But everyone was thinking I ain't had a test. Nobody had a clue. Holes on my feet, they never knew. Nobody knew the risk that I took. Even my jeans, they overlooked. Nobody knew the watch on my arm. Never mind,
My brother's gone.
nobody knew the bars, forever hard. Well, take a look, I'm going far. Nobody had a clue.
Be sure to check that banger out. It's called Nobody by my personal bro Coca. Go check him out, the official Coca on IG. Without further ado, let's get into this reaction video. It's all about mental health. Let's get it.
Check me out, look, yo. I used to move aggressive, don't you know the oral section? My mum died, emergency services must have broke her. My dad and brother active pinned me on my sofa. They decided I need further help, my mind is far from kosher. I grabbed the taser off the feds and tried to shoot him up. I thought my brother was a devil like he Lucifer. I lost my mind and went crazy, didn't know who to trust. Diagnosed me, then ejected me like a computer does. I got cuffed and carted off but not arrested. Like how'd you break it to your mates when you've been sectioned? Too many days they had me up in there with nutcases. Wanted me on meds to calm me down, sure I was frustrated. Can't have me sitting in chairs like I'm vegetated. Found myself alone in rooms, I was meditating. Brought myself back to life, I was excavated. Started off with weed paranoia, then it escalated. Pain in my brain, I tried to force it out my tongue. It's feeling like the Matrix, can they tell me I'm the one? But I don't feel these other rappers like I'm supposed to. I just go harder in my zone and fam, I flow truth. Started at the back, I'll win the race cause I weren't built to lose. Feel the youth, he tells the truth like, come on man, what's up with you? Tell you about my life events I wish you'd witnessed. Begging me to rap, say I'm the hardest in my district. In an ambulance, feds either side of me. Mother sitting there crying tears at the sight of me. They had to fight to hold me down because I lost the plan. They tell me don't stop cause you go far, now I got proper fans. Been on the street since I left comprehensive. Went college but I dropped it like it's hot to get the pence in. My mother told me that she ill, she don't like working either. So I just go a lot harder so she can retire. All them nights I've had to ride inside in a single cell. You man ain't had a life like mine. I just throw these raps together but been hard from time. Most these other rappers shit but they just got cold sign. So they should rate me like GRM daily. Flow smooth like a half pint of Baileys. I do this rap and probably one day they gon' pay me. Until then I'll be licking all my cats like it's the 80s. So if this industry gon' sign me, hurry up. I get nicked with parcels, then it's back to jail and it's just fucked. Kiss goodbye to freedom, I'll be back to banging up. But jail's like a sauna when you can't wait to get up. Locked in a box like a cretin. They gave me 10 years before I told them guilty, hope you get it. Early guilty plea, that still got me a 7. They ain't handing out tag for early release, you can forget it. 1,000 other people rapping, but I tell the truth. And it's all from my thoughts if I mention.
Okay. So sell a lot. It's really interesting. I'll get to that after the other video. I've got 2 videos for you. Double reaction video special. So get excited. You get me? So the next video is it's a little different to this, obviously. It's, I don't know if you know, 3 shots of tequila the podcast, the UK podcast. One of the hosts on there, Mr. Exposed, it's just a short clip of ethnic, I guess, black areas that have been hit with mental health diagnosis. So let's get into that.
For decades, it's been a taboo subject, and in some communities, it still is. If you're a black man in Britain, you're 17 times more likely to be diagnosed with a serious mental health condition than if you're white. It's a startling statistic, and it led blogger and DJ Keith Dubay to make a film for the BBC to investigate why.
I was diagnosed with depression a few years ago. Just a hollow feeling of worthlessness a lot of the time. It was a horrible experience and very confusing because black people don't really do mental illness, so it's not something you grow up hearing a lot about. I think my lowest point was when I was continually waking up thinking, I don't want to live anymore. For over 2 years, I didn't utter a single word about my depression to anyone. I was too ashamed. But then, I decided to out myself. I wrote a blog, closed my laptop, and I went to sleep. So I've woken up a couple of hours later, and yeah, I had a crazy amount of messages from people. All of the messages were positive. And I also did realize that there were a lot of people just like me that were going through the exact same things I was. One message in particular has caught my eye. It's from a 20-year-old uni student from Surrey called Simone. So when did you first kind of feel like something wasn't right?
I think one time in year 10, there was a week where I just started having breakdowns. I remember there was one time when I just started crying randomly during break time. I realised there was something wrong.
So at any point, did you speak to your parents about?
I felt like if I was to tell my parents, they would just kind of brush over it and not kind of find out the root of the problem.
Do you feel like there's a stigma surrounding mental health, you know?
With parents, especially African parents, they don't have enough knowledge about it, especially the ones that were born and raised in Africa, like my parents were born and raised in Congo. I think I'm ready to see a doctor and finally get all checked out.
To find out just how it feels to be sectioned, I'm meeting Kameta. She's been in and out of the hospital since 2010 and suffers from bipolar disorder.
After I gave birth, it was quite a difficult birth. I then went to a GP, and then when I was at the GP, apparently no one from the early intervention team was available. So they called the police. So 5 policemen came into the GP and held me down, physically held me down to the floor, because no woman in their right mind is going to give up their 6-month-old.
Wow, so how did that make you feel at the time?
Words cannot describe the pain.
So what can we do about this? We can start talking about it more, I'm not going to solve the problems with the system overnight, but if we do talk about these things, that's the beginning.
Well, let's talk about this now with Malcolm Phillips, who manages a unit in West London that specialises in treating black people with mental health issues. Thank you very much for coming in to see us. You've spoken to Keith as part of that film, and something he said there really stood out. He said, black people don't really do mental illness. What do you make of that?
In all communities, there's a stigma about talking about mental illness. And I think that's partly what Keith is alluding to, as well as he may be alluding to the fact that the community are very reticent to engage with mental health services at all, which is one of the major issues that we're dealing with.
And in that film, we also saw the shocking account of Kameta being sectioned. And we know that figures tell us that black men are 6 times more likely to be sectioned. You have 25 years in the profession. Do you feel they're being treated fairly?
That's very difficult.
Or differently?
They're certainly being treated differently.
Of course, they are not being treated fairly. Easy question. But so we watched 2 videos. Just gonna wrap it up really and truly because they've said a lot, and personally I think there's no one size fits all type solution for different people, going through different things: depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, catatonic schizophrenia, all kinds of stuff. Do you understand? But there are things that might make a difference, which I 100% know, it works 100%. Do you get what I mean? But things like getting out there more, not really being isolated in your room for the whole day, getting some sun if it's summertime, and literally socializing is a great thing, to get your mind off the overthinking of, whatever you're thinking. Do you know what I mean? A lot of times that I've seen, people are in bad positions, because they're looking at other people, but that's not just it, could be fear, everything stems from fear. Basically, it's all fear of, sometimes even fear of what you can become as a person. Some people are scared to become their greatest self, so they are scared, they want to live in the lower vibrations, not want to, but at the end of the day, if it's different to what you're living right now, might scare you. It's all out of fear, and it's easy to say don't be scared. But to be honest, exercise definitely works. Exercise in the morning, that's what you need to do. Recharges your mind. Some people try meditation, which can go hand in hand with exercise, because it's the way you breathe and things like that. I just think people need to be more aware. Families, try not to always talk about the past, especially to someone that's going through that. Just to them, for their health, it just doesn't even make sense. What else? I think the biggest thing is exercise, diet as well. Diet, definitely. Not diet, but your eating habits. Might want to tweak some things there, healthier. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these things, when you go through a thing like mental, or when you get diagnosed with mental illness, or get put, and also some people get sectioned as well, which is even worse. Than it's like you start from the starting line and then you just keep going until you end up, do you get what I mean? You know where it is. So I think people just need to actually show themselves love, like actual, love yourself, and to be honest, it's not the saddest thing in the world to be diagnosed. It's just the way you see it, and you need to stop worrying about other people as well, the stigma, the this, the that, the this, because at the end of the day, you're the only one that matters, and it's your health that matters. Everyone else can talk, but they're not in the the situation, the equation, the manifestation. I'm joking. The vibration. But just always make sure you're conscious. Sleep as well. Get a lot of rest, and also make sure that, look, man, if you have friends that are not adding to your life, cut them off, man. Cut it. Just cut it, man. Do you understand? Like, you can walk out there and speak to a stranger, it can become your best friend for life. So also, don't be anxious to talk to new people. They say no new friends, no friends, no. Look, see all those rappers, they're all snitches anyways. But it's interesting. I think as a community, we need to be more vocal about what you're going through, not necessarily online, but to someone you find close, do you understand? Personally, there's only one person that is closest to me, which is the Almighty. But I hope everyone is taking the proper precautions in this situation we're in. Where it is. This right now, stay at home. That's what they're telling you. Do what you want. At the end of the day, stay safe, love yourself, and always remember, it is not that deep, man. I'm out. Like